I ain't gonna hold y'all, but I'm pissed off. But I'm gonna keep going. You are listening to the All Burgundy and Go Everything Commanders post game show, powered by the Urban Sports Team, the Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders fell to the Pittsburgh Steelers, 28-27. I'm Wo Lane. I'm joined by my homies, George and Glenn. Before I say what's up, fellas, I usually say that. Let's get to the particulars real quick. Subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Everything. Also, tweet us at ABG_everything and hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. Make sure you subscribe to our All Burgundy and Go Everything YouTube channel. Also, like this video. It does well for our algorithm, so like this video as well. And also, our post-game show is being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right, I'm pissed, but I want to get to you, George and Glenn first. First off, your overall thoughts of what we just saw today with the Washington Commanders and the Pittsburgh Steelers. George, I'm gonna start with you.
I'm trying to remember the last time I was infuriated about a loss in this, because there's been like blowout losses where I've ranted and raved, but that sort of was, they stunk and I kind of knew. So it was just more how awful they looked.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since they've been good and been in a game like this and lost in a fashion that I literally wanted to throw things at the television many times today.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of things we're going to go into, but I hope in all the criticism we're going to level against some of these players, we don't miss these coaches.
Gotcha.
Because they made some decisions today and they didn't help some players who needed help, and it cost them dearly. Ben St. Juste isn't good, and you don't give him any help on Mike Williams, and Mike Williams runs right by him like he's standing still. Trent Scott's not your first or even your second choice right tackle, and he's trying to block TJ bleeping Watt one-on-one in the last 2 minutes of a football game. What? Oh gosh. So it's like we got a lot of players that we're gonna take shots at, and they're gonna deserve them. But let's not miss this coaching staff today, because this is definitely the worst game they've coached by a long way, and it's cost them dearly.
I agree with you, Mike Gross. You talking about we shouldn't have been in that situation. I totally agree, bro.
Yeah.
But Glenn, your thoughts, bro, before I go in.
And George kind of alluded to it. It goes around to everyone, right? And you got to give credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They confused Jayden Daniels today. Some passes were rushed.
Yeah.
Some passes were overthrown. You got to take the hat off to them, but there are some other passes who hit guys in hands.
Mm-hmm.
There's some plays where guys fumble footballs, right? There's rules that you have. The ball, put your heels on the 10-yard line. If the ball goes over your head, you don't catch it. You let it bounce, right? That is the rule you learn when you in Pee Wee, or that you learn in high school football. There are a lot of mistakes to go around all the way on this. The team did give up 28 points today to a Pittsburgh Steelers team, but some of that was because of field position and because we gave them a short field. And then you didn't really see the offense have one long drive. Russell Wilson played like Russell Wilson did, and there was some let-ups in the secondary. The one that I give us let-up to, which is would have made a big difference in this game, and everybody want to point to the last series. I want to point to the series right after halftime when Washington goes and scores. They get the sack. Now the Pittsburgh is backed up, and then they get the long pass and get a first down and eventually score a touchdown on that. All right.
You mean second half, right? In the second half.
In the second half, right? And that's one of the things that really set the tone, because they was able to march down the field and score. Washington defense couldn't get a stop there. All right. The Steelers, again, they play football. All right. Again, they lined up to play football. Washington had a lot of mistakes today, right? 3 sacks on Jayden Daniels. We knew that. We knew that, that the Pittsburgh Steelers defense was going to get to Jayden a little bit, but he got to him in key situations. The last drive, key situation. TJ Watt had been quiet majority of the day, right? Majority of the day. But the last drive, him and Highsmith was able to get to Jayden and make mistakes. So there's mistakes all around. We'll get to the coaching staff later, but it's a loss, man. It's not the end of the world. It is a loss. Not in the world.
All right, so now
it's not the end of the world, but it's.
Go ahead. I'll let you go. Is it my turn?
No, it's just annoying. He's right. He's not the end of the world. Wole, please.
I'm trying to compose myself. All right. So I don't put any credit on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna keep it a buck. They lost this game. There's games where you can say you put credit on somebody. They lost this game. Zacchaeus, 2 fumbles, one recovered by the opposition. How many drop passes were in there in this game? False starts, dumb holding, Ertz dropping key passes. They probably would have scored even more. They're like, when you're playing a good team, you don't make those type of mistakes. When you are a good team, you don't make that type of mistakes. Also, let's be real. Like, even I know he's young, but you know what they were doing. Like, you knew what they were doing. That's what I'm talking about. They made mistakes. They made the mistakes. All right. The Steelers played a okay game, but they made the mistakes. It wasn't that the Steelers outplayed them. They made the mistakes. The Steelers, we talked about the turnover battle. Like, Washington made plays. They got the turnover at the end, like from a great play by Quan Martin and Chin. They forced that fumble. Washington made mistakes. That's why this game was even close. If Zach Ertz doesn't drop those passes, no, like the play that George's talking about. If Zach Ertz doesn't drop that pass, they're scoring at least 3 points. This game's not even a thing. That was right on the money on stride. Nobody was around him. They made mistakes. We can sugarcoat it all we want. We really can. We can sugarcoat it all. They made mistakes. You putting St. Juste out there consistently is a mistake. We've all said this, man. Like, what are we doing here? What are we really doing here? Are we playing the favoritism game? What are we doing here? This dude got 8 consistently. We keep saying, well, he needs to be on number 2. All right, he was on Pickens, got beat. He went to Mike Williams and got beat. That's a number 2, right? He gets no, we can't keep doing this. And we want to be that team. And we keep saying we want to be that team. I ain't giving excuses out here. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying this person they play bad football. But know what? They're still good enough to even compete playing bad football. So it's a credit to what they built. But if you're talking about beating this team, this game here, I'm not giving no credit to the Steelers, to be real with you. They lost this game. They can take that with them. They lost this game. Steelers, you ask Steelers fans, they know what time it is. They knew they were supposed to lose this game. They knew. Even the last drive, Zach Ertz being a pro and not knowing where to being what the sticks are. You were a pro. If you want to even go even before that play, folks were giving credit to the cornerback. Be real, Noah dropped that pass. Noah Brown, it was in his hands. Noah dropped that pass.
No, I got to disagree with you on that. That's Jayden.
No, he did. He came back. No, he came back. Dude just got his vision. Go to the replay. Go to the replay. I'm watching it. Matter of fact, I'll show you. I'm watching it right now. I got on YouTube TV. I watched it 12 times. I watched it like 3 times already. It hit it like you just talked about. It hits your hand. It hit him in his hand. His face mask. Who hit the ball? Who hit the ball? Nobody hit the ball. He dropped the ball. And nobody deflected the pass. He came back to the ball and dropped it. It is what it is, and that's cool. But I'm saying, like, at the end of the day, they made mistakes. Period.
Yeah.
Period. It's Washington. I'm not putting no credit on Pittsburgh saying, yo, y'all beat them. They ain't beat them. Washington beat themselves. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what.
You can't not. They beat themselves. Yes, right. They beat themselves in certain aspects of the game. But you have to give and I'm not a Steelers fan. So all y'all out there give me hate. I'll take that hate. But you got to understand this: the Pittsburgh Steelers defense did something that no one else has did to Jayden Daniels.
What did they do?
They sped him up. They sped him up.
They sped him up, but they were still able to score 27 points. If dudes didn't drop passes, he would have scored 30 plus. They didn't do anything different than anybody. Like, there's games with. Go ahead, go back, Glenn. Go ahead. I'm cutting you off. Go ahead.
Some of these things he was off on, and some of the things he threw quickly. He had to get out, right? He had to get out the box quick, and he couldn't complete some of those. And did the receivers not help him? No, they didn't help him none, right? Did the offensive line sometimes break down? darn sure the offensive line broke down because they couldn't block Highsmith and TJ Watt in the same time, right? We look at some of the run situations, right? There was some. So when I say did the team shoot themselves in the foot? Yes, but did the Pittsburgh Steelers do enough in that situation to go ahead and stop the Washington Commanders? They did. Nobody wanted Jayden Daniels to get the football back. Let's be honest. The Pittsburgh Steelers played a heck of a football game, right? They caused some things. They played smart football. We go back to the Jeremy Chin pick. Yo, great touch there. Understanding the game. You go back to where it was. Let's be honest. If the fumble doesn't occur, Pittsburgh walk into the end zone. Defense gave up on some things towards the end of the game. They broke. Secondary broke. So did the offense make mistakes? Yes. There was some time where Pittsburgh did some things that confused the defense.
I'm just saying this. You take away the mistakes that Washington made. Is this game close?
Is this game close? No, the game shouldn't be close.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my point. If you take away so I'm saying what Pittsburgh did wasn't anything. The mistakes that Washington made weren't created by Pittsburgh. I guess that's my point. If Pittsburgh was if Pittsburgh were causing the mistakes, then I would agree with you. The issues that like Jayden being rushed didn't make Zach Ertz drop the ball. Jayden being rushed didn't have Noah drop the ball. Jayden being rushed didn't have Zacchaeus De'Ami Brown missed that wide open touchdown. Though they still scored the play, the drop. So I won't even say that. They still scored. But still, like all I'm saying is like Jayden could have been rushed, but you have players when he was rushed, players weren't bailing him out or helping him out. That was another thing. But again, it's not even just the offense. It goes back to what we saw on defense. It's not even just the offense. Like I mentioned before. Two fumbles on special teams, ridiculous. Correct. Or back-to-back plays, that's ridiculous. I don't care what it is for back-to-back plays. That should after the first time you had to think about. You know what? I'm surprised he was even out there after the second one. To be honest, I'm surprised he was even out there. The obviously St. Juste. Like I'm like sitting there thinking to myself like this is what I'm talking about with the St. Juste thing. And I know folks were like some people are not happy with Forbes. Why does this dude get the opportunity and Emmanuel Forbes doesn't get? Why does this dude get the opportunity and Emmanuel Forbes doesn't? And what I'm saying about this is why it gets on my nerves is that one is a vet and the other one's like a rookie. Is a second-year player. I'd rather go with the second-year player than what I'm seeing now. And why is he gets the opportunity to get burnt? Because at first, hey George, you said we have people on this show that come on this show as guests, and they always say, well, he'll be better playing against the number 2. He'll be better playing against the number 2.
And he hasn't been that bad this year. We've heard that.
No, I'm saying the key play that you need to stop. You're playing against. Matter of fact, the dude wouldn't even be on the field if Austin doesn't get hurt. Mike Williams doesn't even get on the field if Austin doesn't get hurt. So basically, in essence, on their roster, on their depth chart, that dude is the third receiver.
Only because he got here this week.
No, I'm just telling. No, I'm keeping it. Then it's your second receiver. Either way, it's not good. Okay, because the argument is he's good against. He's better against your second. He'll be better against your second wide receiver.
But y'all acting like. But I'm saying y'all acting like we didn't know this, right?
No, no. This is what I'm saying. Stop putting him out there. No, it's not about that. No, stop.
If we can see last couple of weeks, they have struggled offensively. Let's not negate. This team has struggled for the last 3 weeks offensively. Let's not give them up. The first touchdown because Pittsburgh went for a fake punt. First touchdown because Pittsburgh went for fake punt. They got a field. They didn't look at the yards in the first half. Yes, they made mistakes, but got to understand. Go back to the Chicago game.
They got into that's true.
No, I mean, and that's fair, Glenn.
We've seen this week after week. It's just this time it's a loss because we having the same conversation if they march down the field and kick a field goal. Because I'm still having the same conversation that this team left some points on the board on the field. All right, go ahead. The last 3 weeks on the field because of the same mistakes, but they won their games and we're not talking about it.
No, and you're absolutely right, Glenn. But the problem is we've heard all these defenses of St. Juste. They were in position to win this game in spite of everything they've done to themselves, in spite of all these mistakes they've made. And St. Juste lets a guy run right by him, gets no help. And and again, I'm a big Lake Lewis fan. I don't call him the most trusted person covering Washington for nothing. But, he's a third-round pick, so we're going to make excuse for him, and Forbes is a first-round pick. That is I've had enough of that. If I hear it again, I'll spew up. If I hear, well, he hasn't really been that bad this year, I'll spew up. Ben St. Juste has either got to make a play there or at the very least give him some help back there, because it's not as if they had to. It's not as if they sent the house on that play. I think they had 4. I think they rushed 4 or 5. Maybe it might have been 5. They could have given St. Juste help there. And again, this wasn't some great route or anything like that. Bryce Williams ran a 9 and ran right by him like he was standing still. And that's, yes, the offense has left a lot of meat on the bone the last 3 weeks, and they got to get better. But 27 points should be enough to win.
All right, this is what I'm saying, bro. Real talk. They scored 27 points against the Steelers. We already came on the show and we was on the show talking about how good the Steelers defense was. George, you said George, what you said on the pregame? What did you say?
I said that if we score 31, we'll be going crazy.
What did you say? How much you said we were going to score against them?
I had 17-14 Washington, and that's the halftime score.
Right? So we're talking about that. This is the 3rd best defense, the 9th overall best defense in the NFL, like 3rd or something.
It's like 2nd in scoring defense.
Yeah, exactly,
I think.
Right? Scored 27, and should have scored more. I wouldn't have an issue with their play against this defense, because it's about who you play. And you're not going to score 30 against everybody, but you should have scored 30 today because you had mistakes. So even with the score of 27 and the offense, we're saying the offense was whatever. The offense scored 27 against a really good defense. So it's not struggling. Like if you were scoring 27, if you scored 14, what they did against the Giants, I didn't like. I agree with it. They scored 27 against the Giants. You should score more because it's the Giants, and they're the Giants. The Chicago Bears I mentioned earlier were one of the better defense, so I don't expect you to score that much against the Chicago Bears. You scored 27 points against the one of the best defenses in the NFL, who everybody came up and said, when I said 31, they were like, man, you tripping, and you could have scored more against this. So I'm not gonna say this offense played bad or they played into that. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like what they did, what those players did today in terms of executing, and I'm not talking about like just getting beat because of play calling or Cliff Kingsbury, because I won't even put that on Cliff. Your players messed up with the church's money on your offense. Zach Ertz, who's supposed to be, it's not like we're talking about Ben Sinnott, who was a rookie. Yeah, you could drop the pass as a rookie. It's not like I'm not getting on McCaffrey. He a young boy. I'm not getting on him. I'm talking about vets who are messing up in the game. I'm talking like we're talking about Zach Ertz, who's supposed to be your security blanket, dropping passes. Not we always like we watched football for years. Commentators always tell you like vets are supposed to know what the first down markers are. You don't run a route short, and if you are short, know where you're at.
He didn't run the route short. He had to come back for the football.
He didn't know where you're at.
No,
he didn't know where he was at. He was like you're a vet. So you're talking like he is a vet. He's a vet.
Have to come back for the football. And I'm not. And I'm being objective, right? When a receiver has to come back for the football, that's on the quarterback. Sorry.
But truth be told, he was the marker. He was closer on the marker. Like we saw the play. We saw the play, right? We saw the play. Truth be told, that's not. He threw it right at. He didn't have to come back. He threw it right at him. He threw it right where he was at. Where did he move up? He didn't move up. He went on one knee. He did not lunge forward. He by himself went on one because he thought he was short himself. He went on one knee, which messed him up. So I basically wasn't sure where the sticks were at for himself. He didn't come back to the football. The ball hit him right in the chest. He didn't put his hands out. It hit him right in his chest. So he didn't know where the marker was at. That was him not knowing where the marker was at. So all I'm saying is like you had vets messing up.
Mm-hmm.
And like I even texted. I was like, I'm calm because Jayden got it. I'm calm. And Jayden did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong on that drive. All I'm saying is, bro, like for real, this game was sloppy. It was bad football. I'm not putting it like there are games where I sit and be like, dang, like they beat us. When we play Tampa, they beat us. You know what I'm saying? Like there's teams I'll look and be like, yeah, they beat us. I ain't going. The Ravens, I was like, yeah, they beat us. The Ravens beat us. There was no like I wasn't sitting there like, damn, we made that mistake. We made that mistake. These teams beat us. This team ain't beat us. Like you can't. They didn't beat us.
I'm not disagreeing. It was a lack of execution. What I'm saying is this: if we really understand and when we look at it, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. We go to previous games. There have been lack of execution, not just in this game. This is a problem, and we've scored a lot of points. This has been a problem that's been going on for the last 3 or 4 games. Lack of execution, right? So it becomes to light when you lose, things begin heightened, right? Things get heightened because we'll be having the same conversation if they hadn't hit the Hail Mary to the Chicago Bears about the lack of execution because that's the game they should have won. That's a game they were going to let go and give away. So again, same conversation because you had big drops in that game as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be honest. What I'm saying is people say don't know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about is that the fact that this problem did not just exist in the Pittsburgh Steelers game. This problem has been around, but when you win, it hides things. The lack of execution from this offense and drop balls has been going on for several weeks. That is my point only. Not that didn't happen this game, not that wasn't mistakes, but it's been this way for weeks. But wins have covered up the mistakes because everybody's excited about the wins and not looking at the lack of execution that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. That's the only point that I'm trying to make. That this problem has been existing for a while, but because the team is winning, no one wanted to address it.
All right, so Paul said only the Bears game. I'm not gonna read all of these. Some of these we all still gotta be respectful. We beat ourselves, George. We beat ourselves. Must take advantage of the turnovers and turn them into points. Agreed.
Well, and George makes a good point because they get the interception and then the run back is overturned because he was touched on the foot.
And
then you get a huge play to McLaurin right away that puts you basically back down where Chin was tackled before they moved it back.
Mm-hmm.
And that series of plays was a complete and total mess. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury, he's been in his bag most of the year and he's done a hell of a job. He made some hard to understand calls out there.
Yeah,
the one that got me was the double throw that they tried to do.
I didn't like that one. That's
and it's like, you've had some fancy plays and all this, but you don't gotta you're up against the Pittsburgh Steelers and you kind of got to play it straight in some respects. Yeah, you want to try to trick them a little bit and all this, but again, you're up against Pittsburgh. They're well coached. They have a great defense. You don't give them a break like they gave them a break a couple different times. So, I got some issues. I got some issues with Cliff Kingsbury today on that. I got some issues with Joe Witt, like what we were talking about with St. Juste. And then putting Zacchaeus back there again and again after what happened. Somebody else has got to go back there. I really don't care who it is. I know they don't want to put Eckler back there, especially with B-Rob out. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry. Needs must sometimes. Eckler gives them something in the kick return game, and he don't fumble the dang ball like Zacchaeus has now done. I want to say it's 5 times this year he's dropped the kick.
I mean,
and a couple of times
he's dropped a couple of them. This is true.
I think it's 5 times now. And I'm sick of it. And even if you want to sit here and say, well, that cancels out the fake punt for Pittsburgh, okay, that's fine. But it doesn't excuse putting him back out there when you have better. And I just think the special teams folks have got to look at this and say that we're not doing that again. And we can't have this from Olamide and Zacchaeus. And I'll tell you, somebody else was saying it throughout the game, and maybe it is true. There are reasons why they were looking in and maybe kicking the tires on some wide receivers. Because outside of Terry McLaurin, the wide receivers kind of sold today. A lot of them did.
I mean, Noah was good. He just had situations where he wasn't. Paul said Riley. I thought the backs were good, Paul. I know you want to put Riley up, but I think the backs were good. I don't have no issues with the running backs.
Yeah, me neither.
I had issues with the wide receiver play. I just thought, and tight ends, I thought that could have been better. That should have been better. Hey, Glenn, you want to open it up? I'm going to tell these folks you want to open it up like you did last time with some of these folks?
Yeah, if you let people hop on.
Yeah, I'm going to open it. I'm going to open it up for folks who want to vent. But I need, hey, y'all gotta be respectful though. That's the only thing I care
Come
about.
on, Ben. I'm gonna send you out the link, man. Click the link. We fans having conversations, man.
Yeah, I'm about to. I can send it out right now. I got it right now. I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, nothing
There we
personal.
go.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Yeah,
Y'all
y'all feel free to chime in. I'm gonna give y'all like a minute. I'm gonna give y'all a minute or two. Cause we ain't gonna have it like hold down the whole show. Y'all can fit your comment.
Come on in. Let's have a conversation.
Come on in.
Yep.
Let me,
What's your opinion?
Yeah, this is the link. Yeah, just in case the folks on. If you're on Instagram too as well, chiming in. This is the link. Y'all can go ahead and put the link in, and we'll give you about a minute till y'all can vent. All right, my man Paul. I see you already, Paul. I see you already.
Let's play Paul in.
What's up, everybody?
What it do,
Yeah,
Paul? What
welcome.
it do, bro?
Man,
What's your
Welcome.
thoughts, man? I want to get your thoughts, bro.
real quick, like I told you, we'll be DMing each other. Well, like 14 got to go, 25, we already know that. But
Yeah,
for him to get beat by a guy they just picked up last
there
week,
you go.
that's inexcusable.
I agree. Look, bro, like I'm gonna add on to this. It's not even. Let me be real, because we all know Mike Williams has been good in this league, right? So I'm not going to like. But it's the way you got Mike Williams is coming off the ACL. He ain't even look like this, and the way you got beat, it's the way you got beat,
Bro, he got beat by 5
You got
yards.
beat like Mike Williams is a speedster.
Right.
And he's a jump ball dude. You
He
got beat like he a speedster.
He beat him by 5 yards.
5 yards, man. I'm serious. That's not, man. I'm telling y'all, when y'all keep
He was giving him cushion. He was giving him a lot of cushion.
Gave him cushion. He got beat by 5. So he got beat by 15 yards.
Yes. We can't keep, and we can't. I like George said, like folks who come on this show and have tried to stick up for this dude. We can't. You can't keep saying, well, he'd be better off playing against the secondary wide receivers, because we've seen that he get beat by secondary wide receivers. Dude, in the first play, he got beat by a tight end. He had to grab for a PI on the first play, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
He's getting worked by everybody. The point is, we are not getting paid for this. They are, and everybody on the opposite team can see they're going at the 25.
Yes.
We'll say they're going to go at the 25. What do we say? Every Sunday.
Every
25 will get targeted on every big play. If you go back, 25 every big play, 90% of the time being on the target.
I totally agree. Hey, Paul, thanks for being on, man. We got another one on. I've got somebody to leave. But thanks, Paul. Appreciate you,
later,
man.
man. No problem. Go ahead,
appreciate y'all, man.
Hey, Paul, thank you. And you know, it's an interesting point too. I just want to say this: I'm listening at this point to the game, and I'm at the start because I ended up having to go out and do some things. And what does London Fletcher say about Benjamin St. Juste? That every time he gets in that situation, he panics and grabs, which is exactly what we've been talking about on this show for weeks. So when you hear London Fletcher say it, it kind of is a nice little confirmation for you.
We got Lee on. What's going on, Lee? Welcome to All Burgundy and Go Everything, my man.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
Yeah, man.
Your thoughts, man?
Oh, just real quickly, I think we keep these teams in the game. To be honest, I'm not impressed. I'm not saying Steelers is a bad team, but I'm not impressed by them whatsoever, man. We keep teams in these games. It should have been 24-7, at least by half or so. I'm just not impressed, you know. And I'm not saying we're the Patriots of old or anything, because we're still coming up. But I'm telling people this is scary because no one thought we shouldn't really be here. Yeah. And we are right now. And the thing is, the building blocks are still coming. The building blocks are still coming. So this is a hard one to swallow, you know, because, you know, hey, the Steelers, they travel, they do their thing, you know, and you just can't stop that. But like some of those calls, man, in all these games I've seen are just terrible calls against us. You know, there's a fumble that we recovered. I think that Najee had dropped in midfield or something like that. Yeah. They didn't call that, and then luckily we got the other one from Quan and who stripped it. But I'm just not impressed. I just think also aggressively we weren't that aggressive on offense like I usually see us. I agree. And the drops I think securing another hand out there alongside with Terry is going to help us out down the stretch. But yeah, I think we're in a good place. Shouldn't have lost this one, especially 1 point. Nobody thought we were going to be in the game, and nobody thought we were going to lead. in the first place. But yeah, so I mean, it's a hard one to swallow, but you know, we're still in it. We're still in it.
Yeah, I'm with you. We are still in it. I know we just all annoyed at the same time. But I appreciate you, Lee, man. Appreciate you, my man.
Thank you, brother.
I agree with you.
Thank you, Lee.
Go ahead. What'd you say, Clay?
It is a hard one to swallow, man. You and as a Commanders fan, right? It is a hard one to follow. And you knew there was a team coming in, but you like, as I always said, I want to see this team execute better going down the stretch, right? And then you have a quick turnaround. Got a quick turnaround play in Philadelphia this week. Also, I want something to address, man. And I know everybody loves Terry. And I'm gonna get the hate again. Terry got to be quicker, dog. I'm tired of seeing Terry McLaurin break one and get caught.
Oh, you mean he got to be faster? Oh,
Yep.
yeah. I think he lost. Did he lose some speed? I ain't gonna lie to you. Did he lose some speed? I mean, he's still number one. I'll make sure I know Terry number one. But I would say that.
Terry is number one. I'm not knocking it, man. But we talking about things that. I'm talking about things. Every week he's breaking one of Daniel's hitting him with one, and he's getting caught. And I'm not saying this one like Terry, turn on the juices. You know what I'm saying? Like,
get in the end zone, fellas. Stop getting tackled at the one.
Have a 100-yard day and get an end zone. I do agree with Timothy. B-Rob was missed today a little bit because there's some things that the 3rd and 4s, the 3rd and 3s might have given the ball to B-Rob. You know. Yeah. And so Terry just needs to get it's some things that look, this one hurts. Dan Quinn said it at his press conference. It hurts, right? The players it hurt, but again, there's a lot of football left.
Yeah.
There's a lot of football left, and it would have been great for this team to be 8-2. So
we got DH here too, bro. Hold on, let's put DH in. All right, man. DH. What's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man?
Good, man. Good. All right, DH. Let us know, man. How you feeling, bro? About this guy. How you feeling?
All right, man. Look, it's tough, man. I'm gonna tell you why. This team in one season has changed the expectations of how we expect them to perform.
Yeah.
So it's tough when they lose games. They've lost 3 games this year by a total of 25 points. Mm-hmm. And every week it feels like they shouldn't be losing at all. I feel like me personally, I do it myself. I nitpick even harder because I don't expect to lose anymore. I expect to, have a great performance, and I expect to play well. I was listening earlier, and you said, the Steelers didn't win, we lost. And I definitely think that's something that we did. We had a lot of mistakes, a lot of drop passes, just a lot of things that didn't go our way that, usually do earlier in the season. And I think what it boils down to is just this part of the season. You've been playing a lot of football. Guys are fatigued. The team is beat up. And football is a tough sport, man. It's a war of attrition. But my gripe really is against the NFL, and I'll tell you why. This is the 3rd consecutive year that we have a late bye week in week 14, okay? The NFL has to do better. They're worried about competitive advantage. They're worried about everything being even for everyone. Teams begin having bye weeks as early as week 5 and then as late as week 14. The NFL has to come up with a way to find out between weeks 8 and 12 for everybody to have their bye week to keep it somewhat fair. Because you look at the speed bump that we're hitting right now. We're hitting a speed bump where guys are getting hurt. We have nagging injuries. We're really looking for this break. Guys really need a rest, and we're not going to have one for another 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Yeah. So to sum it all up, a 1-point loss, every loss is bad to me. There is no moral victories. Yeah. But this team still has a lot of correction needed. Marshawn got to be ready to go. Because if we're holding our season on St. Jude's Garden, guys, it's not going to happen. And St. Jude's deserve the same smoke as Emmanuel Forbes.
Thank you, bro.
Here.
And that's not even saying that he shouldn't be criticized. But at the end of the day, he just has to play better.
Yeah.
People got on Forbes a lot because he was a youngin'. But at least a lot of times Forbes will give him a chance to get an interception or make some plays. St. Jude's just getting beat. On that last one, St. Jude's has cement in his feet for 10 yards, playing a 10-yard cushion, and then let him run right past them. Granted, as a corner, look, I've been big all my life. I never played corner, right? But I would say I'd rather give up anything underneath than anything over top. You know what I'm saying? You can play that. Like, you can play that a little bit. I'd rather let you get something short and you can make a tackle. But to get beat over the top consistently lets me know that he's not good covering guys and they can get vertical on him. So I say all that to say I'm hoping Marshawn is ready. Because if we really want to make some hay this back half of the season and into the playoffs, we have to get better in those positions. Defense has to tackle better. I've seen a lot of guys is not wrapping up. They want to get the hit stick tackle. And I'm like, come on, bro. And they make up for it because they get turnovers, right? And that's not going to work, man. I want tackle. I need guys to get tackled. It's great you get the turnovers, but it can't be in spite of getting the tackles. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I appreciate y'all having me here. You know, I always got a lot to say, but this team has now set the expectation that we are expecting to win. So they have limited opportunities to mess up. So they got to come out and be ready to play Philly on Thursday.
Appreciate
you,
DH.
Peace and love.
You know, DH said something too, which I thought was key, and I want to touch on the bye week thing. It is definitely true, man. That Washington get a bye week. Think about if they had a bye week. Pittsburgh's coming off a bye week, right? So anybody guys had the chance to heal up, to get acclimated. Washington's going through a stretch, and they have guys who are hurt, consistently hurt. Haven't had a chance to get their healing. B-Rob, you had, you know, you got Lucas, and you got other players who have been hurt. So again, that thing needs to be looked at as well. But again, every player on this team after this can look at themselves, right, and say, hey, can even look, Frankie Lugu. I'm big high on Lugu. Lugu missed tackles in the backfield.
Yeah, he did.
Lugu he ran right by running back. One of those plays is crazy.
Right. So
He ran by Warren.
He ran 1-1, right? So everyone on the team, and guess what? And I understand you criticize teams after a loss, because you look at the loss. Talk about the coaching staff, right? When they was pent up down on the 2-yard line, there was things that could have been, you know, different running plays or pass plays. Guys missed footballs. I'm glad it didn't. I'm thinking, and maybe I'm the only one. Like, I mean, if it comes down to this kicker and this dude miss, he better leave DC.
Who, dude?
I
thought about that too. But I thought about I'm gonna be real. I had faith that Jay was gonna get it to like the 10-yard line or something. That's how I looked at it.
You know,
but you're right though.
Yeah, you know, everybody on here can catch. Everybody, when we watch this and we do this, I think we look at it objectively, and everybody can catch the smoke, right? Everybody, if you make a mistake that day or you drop balls, hey, guess what? Zacchaeus, that not only did he fumble catches, on the punch, but he missed a couple of balls that hit him in the hands as well.
Man, he's been missing passes he's been missing passes for the last couple of weeks, though. For real.
But that goes to my point, right? Yeah. It's not a new problem.
I know. No. I know what you're saying, but I know what you're saying.
Again, coaching staff as well. You know, there were some times where, you know, we look at Joe, we're like, okay, how much pressure can we actually get on Russell? The one that Russell rolled out, and they end up picking up 12 out of the 16 yards. It's 3rd and 16, right? They end up scoring on that drive. It's like 3rd and 16. Like, you have to be able to understand the sticks. Fowler had a great game, but you got to be able to get to Russell Wilson at that time. You got to be able to do something.
Yeah, that's what Mark said. Mark Anderson said we have got to be more physical out there. Marshawn would light a fire for this team, for his teammates, and maybe they can play better against the Eagles. Hopefully
the good news is we get a mini bye after the Eagles. The bye thing is interesting because quite often, if the NFL doesn't think you're going to be any good, they either give you the really late one or the really early one. What I find interesting this year is not only did we get the late one, which I can understand, Denver got it. They probably didn't think Denver.
Oh, George just froze out. Did George freeze on you too? All right.
Yeah, sorry.
George, you froze. Say what you said.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I apologize. Normally, if you're not very good the previous year and the NFL doesn't think you're going to be very good, you get the early bye or the very late one. Yeah. So we have 16. There are 6 teams on bye, 5 with us on week 14. New England and Indianapolis probably weren't thought to be any good. Washington wasn't thought to be any good. So, okay, that tracks. And Denver too. What's strange is Baltimore and Houston got the week 14 bye as well. But at least, and this is why I think it's so good that we're playing Thursday night. Number one, this team doesn't have to chew on this loss for 4 days or 5 days or 6 days because it would be frustrating to them as much as it's frustrating to us. And frankly, that 10 days off after Philadelphia is going to be very, very welcome. So I'm glad we're playing this Thursday night, even though this team is starting to get a little bit of the walking wounded about them.
It's wild because I didn't have an issue with the defense today. I don't know why. I just thought they played physical. Thought they played. At the beginning they were firing to the ball. I mean, there's always going to be issues with. To me, I think they could be better against stopping the run. I just feel like they could be a lot better in doing that.
Pittsburgh kind of helped us because whenever they handed it to Najee Harris, they weren't going any place, and Warren was giving us problems.
Yeah. But I thought that even like Najee, I mean, had a couple big runs. He trucked a couple people, which he trucked Percy. Yeah. He trucked Percy. I thought that, and I thought like I thought all in all the defense played okay. I just thought they couldn't. Like I thought the defensive front played well. Let me correct myself. The defensive front played well. You know what I mean? The back end had its problems. Noah gave up a touchdown to who was that touchdown he gave up to?
Pickens.
Pickens had both touchdowns, right?
Crazy catch. Oh my God, that catch.
Pickens had 2 touchdowns, right?
I think he had just the one because I think they had Pickens got one.
The first touchdown was on you're
right.
Pickens. Yeah, it's Pickens. It was Pickens.
And then went to the tight end.
Yeah.
And then Freiermuth got one, Yeah,
and then obviously Mike Williams. So yeah, you're right. And then the running back had one. So yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. So you're right. It was Pickens. Pickens and that was good coverage, right? But let me break down. Like,
Pickens made a ludicrous catch.
I gotta go back to St. Juste. I really do because I've been like really like he's always been the bane of my existence. I won't even lie to you. It's not that he just can't cover. Is that also like he don't know how to locate the football. Like one of the passes that Pickens caught on him, he actually was good coverage on the sideline. And it's like he doesn't like react. Like he just doesn't react to the football. I think he grazed it, but it was right there for him to kind of like y'all asking for a full screen. Y'all killing me. I'll give y'all the full screen. I could have gave y'all the full screen earlier because I was way mad. I was way more heated in the beginning. But like my issue is like he can't locate the football. He can't locate the football. But for y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a full screen. I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one full screen. It's gonna be about St. Juste. Really. So here's the St. Juste monologue. Here we go. All right. St. Juste, man. Like my issue with the whole St. Juste thing for real is that I don't like, and George can attest to this. I just don't like the excuses made for this dude. Like I think that throughout this whole tenure being here, we always say, well, he's not a number one. So, let's slot him down and let's see what he can do. Oh, he may be better in the nickel. Oh, he's just not good. I'm gonna give you the buck. He's not a starting NFL cornerback. That's what he isn't. He is not a starting NFL quarterback. We just saw in this game what St. Juste is all about. Literally, we saw in this game. We saw a dude that can have good coverage and still find a way for the receiver to catch the ball. We saw a dude that's handsy that gets PIs. Dude got a PI against a tight end. And Russ, just like we saw Lamar do, he was like, yo, you gonna get this work. Wherever you go, you're going to get this work. Name me a number one corner that you're like, wherever you go, you're going to get this work. That lets you know already what this dude is all about. And you could tell at the end, like you could tell who he is and where his mentality is. And this is the thing, you could tell where his mentality is because at the end of the game, like at the end of that play when he gave to Mike Williams, his teammates trying to console him. You already know where his mental is. Just like we talk about Forbes, that's where he's at. He's mentally broken. He's been broken. He's been broken, but we consistently put him out there though. We put him out there. Why? Why do we put him out there? Why do we give him that much that much credit? Why do the people who cover him give him that much credit? I'm gonna be real. Like sometimes I get when George noticed when we had these individuals off the show, I'll sit back and we'll have our conversations and I'll be like, why are y'all sticking up for this dude? Like, why? This dude should not be starting for the Commanders. He should be playing special teams. He should be a special teamer. No knock on special teams, but he should be playing special teams. Because this dude ain't it. So when Marshawn get back, like I said this, and people were like, nah, St. Juste will be slotted down. When Marshawn get here, this dude ain't getting no playing time and should not. And if he get more playing time than Emmanuel Forbes, I'm going to be pissed even more. Because this dude shouldn't even be on the field like that. There ain't nothing he brings to the table that you could say, well, he gotta be out there. Because at least If he was getting burnt and getting picks, it'd be cool. He get burnt and don't get picks. What's that all about? So to me, like the L player of the day, we're gonna do the L player. We can do a game ball. The L player of the game goes to Benjamin St. Juste. I'm out. We're back on regular now. There we go.
Well said. Well said.
That's all I'm
Well
saying.
said.
Like, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna like. But all in all, I want to like we've been real negative, so I've been real negative. I'm not gonna lie to you. But so I'm gonna go with you. Go ahead. You're on mute, Glenn. Glenn, you're on mute.
One more negative, right?
Go ahead.
We talk about drop balls.
Yeah.
Right. We didn't talk about Johnny Newton jump off sides, and it is his fault, right? You know the rules.
Yeah.
You know the rules.
He didn't play D lines for so long, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand that. Shouldn't have been in that situation. May not have needed to be in that situation.
Yeah.
Young fella got to learn, right? It's a learning lesson for him. But the other thing that the penalties also killed this team, and this team been penalty play for the last 3 weeks, and we hadn't talked about that. We talked about players, right?
Yeah,
we talked about drop balls. We got to talk about penalties because guess what? This team has been penalized, and the offensive line has been penalized a lot. St. Juste is part of the penalty problem, right? Right? St. Juste is part of some of the and penalty problem in key situations.
Yes.
Right. Right. If you eliminate some of the penalties today as well, which kept drives alive, right? This game could have been over again at halftime. Could have been over in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. So it was a combination of sloppy play and penalties that caused this team to lose today. Mm-hmm. And this team, and if you look at the losses that this team has had losses in, right? It's been sloppy play. It's been penalties, sloppy play, and
and there were some serious callbacks to the previous regime today. They gave up some major chunk plays on 2nd and 3rd and long, and the penalties in particular.
Was it 2nd and 19? Was
that 2nd and 19? They had another one. They had another one where they had them in 2nd and 20, and I think they picked it up. But the one that gets me, Glenn, because I'm so glad you brought it up, lining up in the neutral zone, which at this point should be called the Chase Young because that was his specialty when he was here.
Yeah.
Seriously, what are you doing? Look down the line. If you're even with the ball, you're in the wrong place. Take a dadgum step back. Seriously, because counting Newton, I think we had 3 of those today. And one of them got declined because I think they had a big play on it. Anyway,
you're talking about the offsides.
There was 3 of those either lined up in the neutral zone or jumping off sides. The lined up in the neutral zone is the one that drives me the craziest, and we had 2 of those today. Yeah. Quit that. That's what players that used to be here do. Let's not be starting that up again.
Mm-hmm. Also, go on a penalty situation. I mean, and let's be honest. We talk about brotherhood, right? And this team talks about brotherhood and holding and lifting everyone up. Shout out to his teammates for lifting up Johnny Newton's head after.
Was he crying?
Mistake, right? He didn't look like he was crying. He
looked emotional. He looked very emotional.
He was very upset, which understandable.
I'll tell you why, because you don't want to let your brothers down, man. You don't want to let your team down. And I get it. Trust me, I understand. You in that situation, you don't get it. And you coached in that situation. You talk about that situation since you've been in elementary school, high school, and you got to realize you don't listen to the voice. You got to understand the situation, and you can't go out there. And I talk about this on Friday nights, right? You can't go out there and try to do what you can do in your realm. Don't be the hero in this situation, right? Yeah. Don't be the hero in this situation. And I love Johnny Newton. I'm a big Johnny Newton fan, right? But in this situation here, you can't be the hero, right? And he knew he made a mistake. You only can control what you can control. Don't be the hero, right? He made a mistake. The young fella need to look at it. We have to talk about the mistakes, right? That was a big mistake because if not, Washington gets the ball at least 50-some seconds left in the game.
Oh, we got like a minute. It's a minute. It's a minute and some change. It's not even. It's a lot. It's a minute and some change.
Well, I don't think Pittsburgh goes for it. I think they punt it. So I think Glenn's right. It'll be about 50 seconds.
It'll be about 50 seconds. They'll punt it with about 50 seconds left. And again, Washington has 50 seconds, no timeouts, and you can get in range. So again, that is a huge play of the game. I'm not blaming the game on him because there was a lot of mistakes prior to that.
Oh no,
but you have to look at the play and say, guess what? Johnny Newton kind of. They want you to be dumb in the situation, right? That's why they do that. They want you to be stupid and jump offside. They want you to be emotionally caught up. and jump offside. And he got emotionally caught up, got jumped off sides. So
I mean, it was a mistake, man. I mean, it is what it is. I feel like you're going to see that. And you saw that. I mean, and the thing about it is, real talk, I'm sure he saw that in college. It's not like that's a play that people do in football. It's not like an NFL play. You didn't. I mean, he made a mistake, man. I'm not gonna. I'm with you, Glenn, in saying that didn't lose the game, but but that does hurt. Like not giving your team an opportunity to come back and win the game because you got a guy like Five. You want to see Five go out there and probably do something special, right? So you're taking that away from Five. I mean. He's a rookie, so he made a mistake. Hopefully, Billy learns from it, and that's what it is. I'm not gonna. I didn't come out after him. I'm doing that. I didn't look at it like,
no.
Oh, like he cost us the game or something. Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying? Like he young. He's still trying to find his lane. You know what I'm saying? I will say this though. It does. This is the thing. Like I'm glad. Like one thing. I hope that people who are throwing shade at Jonathan Allen, like, still should appreciate Jonathan Allen. You know what I mean? Like, just appreciate him. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Like, but again, that doesn't mean that this kid ain't gonna be special or better than, whatever. I'm just saying, like, at least let folks who appreciate Jonathan Allen a little bit more. I see stuff on social media and people are just making this, they're looking for a reason to be like, oh, this is way better without Jonathan Allen, whatever. Let this be known, like they're still growing in this. This is football. They're still growing in this. But I think he'll be fine. I think Johnny Newton will be great. Moving. I think he'll learn from this. He'll learn from it, and that's cool. Like you have situations where you feel like you may have let people down, but situations like this make you stronger.
Question for you guys. Mm-hmm. And I want to ask this question, and guys in the chat as well, and those watching. Did the Pittsburgh Steelers stop the Washington running game? Or that the Washington running game was null and void because we didn't call that many runs. 22. It was 22 carries today, 22 rush plays, right? 60 yards.
Passing plays.
Today, passing plays, there were only 17 receptions. He threw the ball 34 times.
So 20.
We missed Jayden Daniels running today badly.
They took that away, though. They took that away.
Because I'll tell you, because one of the key plays on that last drive, Jayden Daniels it looks like he's running all the way, and Benton just barely gets his foot and trips him. That was going to be a big gainer, in my opinion. I think he'd have got 10 yards at least, and that may change the whole way that drive plays out in that situation. So that's what we missed today was Jayden Daniels getting – because Jayden Daniels, what does he probably average, like 45, 50 yards rushing?
45, 50, something like that.
So, I mean, and we missed that today, and – I can't say that it's totally wrong that they were unwilling to call those design runs because what the heck, you're facing the Steelers defense and they're pretty tough. And Jayden is at least somewhat injured, whatever designation you want to put on it. But we really needed some more of that RPO goodness today, and maybe Jayden to pull the ball once in a while and see if he could spring one. And as far as I know, outside of that one run late in the game, I don't know of many other Jayden runs that we had.
I'll say this much:
three carries for 5 yards today. 1 point average, 1.7. Austin only got 44. 13 carries, 44 yards, and the team as a whole has 60. Which, when I look at 13 carries for 44 yards, that means the defense is playing, and Brian Robinson was really missed, or the O-line, or someone on the O-line was really missed.
Yeah, I just felt like they weren't having success early running the football, and I felt like they had a little bit more success trying to open it up, throwing the ball. And I think you did see Jay get into a rhythm passing the football a little bit. I think they took away the read option stuff, bro. I ain't gonna even hold you. It looked like they were not gonna let that. And it's the one thing that I would say about the Steelers. This is what makes Jayden so dynamic is that you can try to take it away, but now I can still beat you with my arm and do certain things with my arm. But I will say that for the Steelers, it's good that you get to see Lamar twice a year, man. You're used to seeing speed like this. So those players, they've seen it. They know how to defend. They're comfortable defending something similar to it. Let's keep it something similar to it. He's going to keep the ball and run it. But I thought they took that away. I thought that, I thought that their defense played fast. Patrick Queen was amazing. I thought he was lights out. Highsmith, like the edge. They set the edge. They didn't let Jayden get out of the pocket. They kept him in the pocket. You could tell the game plan was to keep Jayden in the pocket. Like, you can tell that was a game plan.
Patrick Queen was good.
What'd you say, Glenn?
And I said Patrick Queen made a lot of great plays today.
Yeah, man. He was everywhere.
I mean, not only at the line of scrimmage or tackling, but even in coverage. There was some times he broke some passes up early on against Noah Brown and everything else like that. So it's been
So Calvin, same thing.
Right, Cowboys.
Still Calvin said this Pittsburgh scheme for Jayden running, they were shutting that down. I agree. I totally agree with that.
And the comment before that about us not being balanced is right.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I would have liked to see more Chris Rodriguez today.
That I agree with. Hey George, I agree. That I agree with. They just used him in the fourth, right? Predominantly.
It felt like that's the only time he touched the ball was on that drive when they got the ball after they got the fumble at the one.
Yeah, I would like to see him use a little bit more. I totally agree with you, George. Totally agree with you. All right,
you dadgum Cowboys, just turn it over in there in the end zone.
Yeah, touchback, dog. I just watched that.
Y'all, I don't know why y'all that game. Man.
Because they're trying. Because they're acting like they might actually want to turn up and do something. They're getting my hopes up, which I don't like.
They had Fields playing Jayden's role in practice to prepare.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
For speed purpose, that's a good one.
There were some times that Jayden. There was a couple of times where Jayden had the wrong read. Wrong read. There was some times when he had the wrong read. We tried his own read. And because you had Watts who would crash down, and that was a pull read. The one going into the end zone, he tried to pull it, but he pulled it too late, and him and the running back got ripped up. It was correct. That one was a correct read, but it was just pulled too late.
Yeah,
there was a couple of reads that were not didn't mesh today because it was cloudy in the look. So
Timothy said need Lucas back too. Yeah, we need Lucas.
Yeah,
back. Solid.
And let's be honest, we need Wiley today too.
Wiley, need a Wiley. Yo, we need a Wiley. Trent Scott held his own for what he had to deal with. I'm gonna be real.
But we put him in some bad situations, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
That one at the end against TJ Watt, I'm like, it's TJ Watt. Come on, don't be doing that to Scott.
Like sometimes, like you're playing, you got your backup against, like we said, arguably the best defensive player in football.
Yeah,
but they ran away from him, and TJ didn't get any tackles today. He got a couple pressures, but
and to be real with you, I'm sorry, Glenn. Go ahead. I think I talked.
No, you good. He got pressures late, right? But he got pressure. He got pressures when it counted.
Yeah,
and that was in the fourth quarter. On that drive, the last drive, TJ Watts and Highsmith were in Jayden Daniels' face like there was nobody's business. I think we talked about that on pregame. If Washington got into the third and long situation when they really need something, that Highsmith and Watts were going to be released and let go. So
what's the tackle that's their tackle? Their D tackle that's pretty good too.
Hayward was in there a bunch.
Hayward was a problem too. Hayward was a problem too. Hayward was probably more of a problem than both of those dudes consistently.
And they lost. They losses have come to NFC South team. AFC North teams. Right?
Yeah.
AFC North teams. So you're just hoping that this team will learn from it. And the tough teams, right? Baltimore's a tough team. Pittsburgh's a tough team.
Yeah.
And this team has learned from this, right?
Yeah.
And so hopefully they come back Thursday night and get this dub against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, DA said we should have been in 2 tight end sets all game as extra blockers. I agree with that.
Or just chip Watt with a running back.
Yeah, Preston Smith, I miss with us. I felt like, to be real with you though, I didn't hear TJ Watt's name till like maybe a couple plays towards the end.
He had the pass deflection early. He had the pass deflection, which was big.
Yeah,
right? He had the pass deflection, and then he had the pressure at the end of the game.
Yeah,
two quarterback hits. TJ Watt, let's be honest, was ineffective in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he was
late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, to like that little section in the fourth quarter. But even then, it's like not to a point where he like took over the game. You know what I mean? Obviously it's gonna be tough. Like when you're in your own, like you're at the 1 yard line on the other side, right? That's gonna be a little bit tough, right? So if they get to pin his ears at you, they were like what? They were at their own 4 yard line. They had to pin their ears and going after Jayden. But Jayden almost had an opportunity to hit McCaffrey on that big play. If he just
one of his few misses.
Yeah.
Can I say something?
He knew he was off on that one.
Yeah, go ahead, George.
I want to say this about Jayden Daniels, too. You're up against that defense. We talked about it before pregame. They are a ball-hawking defense. Candy talked about it. They create chaos. They create turnovers. Outside of that pass that was batted at the line, I don't think Jayden Daniels put one ball in danger today. And he threw it 34 times. So I think that
he's smart. He's smart.
This is yet another one of these games that shows you just how high a level Jayden Daniels is playing at. The numbers won't say it and stuff, and they lost the game and all that, and that's fair enough, and give Pittsburgh's defense a lot of credit on that.
Yeah.
But every other time you watch Pittsburgh this year, there are probably 2 to anywhere to 4 or 5 times where they could pick passes off or get fumbles or whatever. And the only turnover today was on the special teams. And outside of that one play, you really can't sit here and say, "Oh, Jayden Daniels made an awful throw or an awful decision," and threatened to turn the ball over. It didn't happen today. That's why you're not going to hear any criticism of Jayden Daniels anywhere, because against that defense to do that is impressive.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, I will say something that Glenn said. Like, this probably wasn't his best performance in terms of passing the football. You know what I mean?
No, he missed some throws.
He missed some dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, when you're a rookie and you're playing against a tough defense, like, it is a tough defense. I mean, I still have more faith in this offense and this team, you know what I'm saying, like, to still score on anybody, because I didn't have that much respect for the Steelers offense alone itself. But I do think that, like, he'll learn from this too. You know what I mean? Because the Steelers bring a different type of pressure, right? And they wanted to keep him in the pocket. That was the game plan. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have teams that are gonna try to, like, copy it to a certain extent. They won't have the players that the Steelers have. They're gonna try to copy the game plan, but it won't work. And they can't score like Washington, so it still won't work. So it is what it is. But I want to get the positives, man. So let's get the positives. I'm gonna start with you, George. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's gonna be very therapeutic for you to talk about the positives. So, George,
it's hard to talk about the positives after a loss like
this. It's gonna
this.
make you laugh. It's gonna make you smile. Go ahead, man.
What I just said about Jayden is true. Because again, as a rookie quarterback,
yeah.
The level he's getting up to, he looks like a top 5 quarterback in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he missed some throws, but again, he's not putting the ball on the ground. He's only done that one game this year, and I think he's had like 1 fumble since, and he had 3 in the first game. Mm-hmm. He's got 1 interception for the season or 2. He didn't throw any balls except for the tip one that could have been picked today. So that's positive number 1 is him. Positive number 2 for me is, oh gosh, it's hard. I mean, that's the thing. It's hard to find. Eckler had some big kick returns, had a couple of touchdowns. That was good to see. But again, all our running backs need to get the ball more. So that was an issue. But let's give Eckler a positive as well. And I think the positive, and I think overall, it goes back to what we said. Look at all the things they did wrong. And against the 6-2 Pittsburgh Steelers, they lost by 1 point.
Yeah.
That says a lot. That says a lot. As frustrated and as infuriated as 3 of us and all the chatters are, it is. Yeah, I mean, it tells you they just got to tighten up a little bit, and they can be really, really good. And of course, Marshawn Lattimore is hopefully on his way Thursday. Let's cross all your fingers and toes for that.
Mark said, and before I get to Glenn, Mark said, get this mess fixed. Be ready for the Eagles not making stupid penalties and be sure to catch the ball. Totally agree. All right, Glenn, your positives, bro.
One first positive is that they were 3 for 3 in the red zone. Once they got into the red zone, they were perfect positive there. I wanted to see them do well in the red zone. That's positive. Another positive for me today is that Terry McLaurin got over 100 yards catching, 100 yards receiving today. Which is also positive. I like to see him get in the end zone. That's why I'm so critical on Terry McLaurin. I do think he is that guy, right? But I like to see him be able to burst speed. But so we can keep it positive. That was one positive that was there. Another positive that Washington was that today, the defense picked up 3 sacks, right? They was able to sack. The defense had 3 sacks. The defense had 3 sacks today. You saw Daron Payne play well today, right? There was no really.
Yeah, Payne looked good. Payne looked really
good today. So that was you didn't really see too many. Besides the Mike Williams catch, there really wasn't no explosive plays, right? And when I say explosive plays,
I'm trying to think.
They kind of methodically walked down the field, right? There wasn't no big score. They had to drive to get there. So that's another positive for me today as well. That they did that. And I was gonna say, hell, they didn't hold Pittsburgh under 300 yards, so that's not a positive. That's on my part. Pittsburgh ended with 312.
Oh, okay.
Pittsburgh ended with 312, but that's the positive for me, And then Austin Eckler, gotta give Austin Eckler his due. He is a touchdown machine. We said early on before he got there that this guy in the red zone will score touchdowns for you, and he does everything he can to get into the end zone. So, my hat is off to Austin Eckler. And here's another one. The last one, the kicker did make kicker made his kicks. He made a 48-yard field.
He made his kicks. My positives. First, one of my positives would be my man Tressway. I thought he was amazing.
Yes,
Tress was amazing. So we, that's our Pro Bowl punter. That's our guy. Tress was good. I thought Payne played good football. On defense, Fowler was good. He got consistent pressure. You on mute, Glenn? You on mute? Are you talking to me? Oh, maybe there's no. Yeah, Fowler was good. Trying to think who else I was like kind of thought that balled out.
Fowler, that's a good one. I forgot about him, but he had a real good game today.
Who else? I'm trying to think on defense. Who else I like on defense? Offense. Oh yeah, Terry, man, over 100 yards, man. Like and Terry's the number one receiver. Okay, everybody tells me. I'm gonna keep saying it. Every week, every time Terry does this, I'm gonna say he a number one. Like all y'all folks who said Terry isn't a number one, he a number one. Every week Terry does this, I'm gonna keep saying it. Yeah, Mikey was good. Yeah, I agree with that too. I always love Mikey. Mikey be hitting, man. That's one thing I like about Mikey. Mikey for the smoke, man. Mikey for the smoke.
Mike Sammer still took on freaking Darnell Washington.
Yeah.
By the way, who believes that Darnell Washington's only 265?
That's a big man.
There ain't no way in the world.
That's a big man.
He is a Mack truck or one of them trailers that they have on the back of a truck that they have on when you're on the interstate and they say oversized whatever, and they're driving that. That's what he is, and he can move like nobody's business. And Sammer's still tackling him. I was like, wow.
Yeah, he went to smoke. Paul said, sorry, no positive this game. Got to play all 4 quarters.
I don't blame Paul for feeling that way.
You got to play all 4 quarters. But yeah, like those are my positives. I'm trying to think. And Glenn, the kicker, he kicked well. Like I still need Cyber to be healthy. I don't trust the kicker. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't trust him. The Cyber, he made those kicks. I trust Cyber way more. I need Cyber back.
Yeah,
he wasn't.
It would have been interesting if they could have got him a 50+ yarder at the end. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened.
Right? But he made it was a 48. He made 48.
He made 48. That's right.
Good though. That was good.
It was good. It was good.
So those would be my positives, man. But yeah, folks, man. Yeah, this was a tough loss. I'm gonna lie to you.
I forgot one more. I know you guys might have said I had to take a call for a minute, but I want to go give Mike some credit. Dante Fowler picking up 2 sacks, man.
Yeah.
Which makes this, and we talk about it. I want to talk here. Dante Fowler is being what they wanted Jamin Davis to be. He couldn't.
Yeah.
No. You got to be even more chill than that. Dante Fowler is what they wanted Chase Young to be.
They wanted Chase Young to be. And Chase Young is not being that. So guess what? It looks like they were smart when it came to the Chase Young. Well, they looked like they were smart when it came to the Jamin Davis move by letting Jamin Davis move on.
Oh, yeah, definitely was smart.
Even Dante Fowler.
No, they were.
Dante
was starting to play good too at that time too. Before Dante was playing good football. No. So it was a good move.
It was a good move. And so I want to make sure. I'm not sure if you guys said that now, but Dante Fowler today, 2 sacks. Always run the ball. That's positive.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, I'm not giving any game balls to a loss. Game ball, dude. Nobody gets a game ball when you're a loser.
Nobody gets a game ball
when you're a loser. So I'm gonna let y'all. We're gonna have our. So obviously we're gonna turn around and we're gonna do our pregame on Thursday. We're not gonna have a show. We won't have the actual podcast show, but we're gonna do our pregame on Thursday. So the team plays on Thursday night. So we'll have 2 shows. We'll have our pregame and postgame on Thursday night. So I'm gonna be hella tired. I won't lie to y'all.
Man, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good getting ready for a playoff game this week. So
you are?
Playoff football game.
Okay, all right, my man. Yeah, I'm talking about.
Go the Mighty Lancers.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
it's good though. I'm glad y'all came. I'm glad.
it's Royal Country now, man. Royal Country. He done moves.
No, that's right. That's right. I forgot. God, he's been there. He's been there so long. You're right. Royals, go the mighty Royals. What am I doing?
Yeah. So I'm glad. Anyway, I'm glad that everybody in the chat, also folks on the show, with Glenn, when Paul said congratulations to George. I'm Glenn.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
So I'm glad that everybody in the chat, we all came here. We all are here to kind of vent. This is all therapeutic. You know what I mean? I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was real pissed.
I was pissed too.
I was pissed because I'm still pissed. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let me ask you guys this question before I know we gotta get out of here.
You got time, bro. Go ahead.
Did anybody feel like they were gonna lose this game?
No, I did not.
Like when it was 21-27, did anyone have the feeling? And I think that goes to DH point. We expect this team to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like, it's funny because it's what you texted us in the group chat.
You good, Mike? Everybody know that.
Mike, we are all good, man.
Oh yeah.
We family out here, Mike. Y'all know this, man.
It's family, dog. I love having conversation. I don't want to say be the devil's advocate. I look at things with a glass from both sides of the football game.
Yeah.
So we're fine. It's nothing but love.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because it's like when they got that touchdown, as mad as I was about them getting that touchdown, I saw that clock and I'm like, well, that's enough time. That's definitely enough time for Jayden Daniels to get us down there. And I'm thinking to myself, well, let's try to get it inside the 20 so that it's almost a definite chip shot, whatever.
That's all I cared about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, I thought the same thing. I thought, like, you know what? Jayden Daniels is about to add to the Jayden Daniels lore again, right? He's about to put another brick and solidify the rookie of the year because he's about to drive this team down the field and they're going to kick a field goal with no seconds left on the clock. And we're going to talk about how great Jayden Daniels has led a game-winning drive. That was my
Cam, I'm going to pull the curtain back. I was getting ready to type out my the victory outline. I just scrapped it. I'm just going off whatever. I had a victory outline. Thoroughly. Great questions about positive stuff. I mean, I still had the St. Juste thing out there, but I was going to keep that. I was going to keep them in the back pocket. But I had a positive, like a whole positive thing. Like Jayden, like him leading this drive, like all of this good stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And then I wanted to talk about the kicker. I was going to talk about the new kicker. Because I thought he was going to kick the game-winning kick. I was going to be like, hey, we can rest Cyber. I had all of this in mind, like thoroughly. But then what happens was that St. Juste happened, and then I can't talk about it anymore. Because St. Juste happened.
But you know which is great because look, the perspective of this game, the perspective of this team.
Appreciate you, Mike.
We appreciate you, brother. The perspective of this team and the expectation of this team has grown throughout the season for us fans and us people. And so we expect this team to win because in years past, a game like this, you expecting this team to do something stupid and lose. And I think this game, I like the fact that we can openly see the transformation of what this team has and what the potential of this team and what this team can become.
Now I got a question. Real talking, real quick. Would you be pissed off at St. Juste, regardless of what happens with Lattimore, right? Regardless, would you be pissed off if St. Juste is on the starting unit?
Yes,
I'm 100%.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you why I'll be pissed off, and I say this to my guys, and I say this to players all the time, my wrestlers, my football players, the guys I coach. This is a performance-based business, right? If you can't perform, then it's time for you to be replaced, right? He has told his team over and over again that he can't perform. You have a all-pro who has a hamstring. When this all-pro comes back, the guy who cannot perform needs to take a back seat, and you need to try something else about somebody else. Because if you keep doing the same thing the same way, they call that insanity. Yes. This coaching staff can't be insane. Okay.
Well, hey, Glenn, what if the hamstring dude can't play? What do you do? Do you still put him out there, or do you say, you know what? Hey, you ain't performing. We got a young boy who hasn't got the opportunity. Let's put him out there. Like I'm interested to know, like, how would you
if he ain't performing and Marshawn can't go, right? Then do you try Forbes?
Yeah.
Again. Right, but you don't try him this week because you don't want Forbes to get. You don't want. Forbes
dang, you're right. AJ Brown. I even think. You don't want Forbes to have trauma this week. You don't play him this week, bro. Yeah. Paul said, "I don't even know. I don't even want to do that to. I think he's so much better at safety. I wouldn't even do that to Quan.
Yeah.
I think Quan a better nickel, but I wouldn't put Quan on the outside. But I feel you. Who are you replacing him with? Now, Glenda already answered your question. He said, "Yeah, I'm not going to be this week." That's good. That's actually very good.
I'm not replacing him this week.
Nah, I wouldn't either. God damn it, I wouldn't either.
No, I mean,
that's PTSD. I wouldn't do that to that young man.
And the worst part is if we don't have Lattimore, then we know St. Juste is going to be starting.
Yeah,
and we're just going to have to shrug our shoulders and maybe have this same conversation in 4 days. Hopefully not.
The only way I would do that if I know I'm giving him help.
Right.
That's the only way I do it. Like I'm giving him help. Like I would put. Like the issue with last year was when they gave him one-on-one though. That's what made it bad. Like it was one-on-one as if one-on-one with AJ Brown on an island. That was the issue last year. That was the issue.
Right.
I give him help over the top. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot my ultimate positive. I forgot. Jeremy Chin consistently plays well. He's starting to be one of my favorites. He went from being a guy that I didn't like a lot, now to be one of my favorites. He's playing for a bag. Like he's playing for a long-term contract.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give him credit though. I can't put him, sorry, bro. And at 35 ain't that 8. 35 hasn't been good either, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. 35 ain't you don't want 35 in coverage, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You don't want 35. I know you like his speed, but you don't want him out there. You don't want it.
Yeah.
Re-up.
I agree.
I could. Like he's playing that good. Like I think you get him at a bargain now. Like he is kind of playing good. I think about it. I'm with you, DH. I definitely think about it. Like his play has been impressive, and he's been a guy that everybody was talking about Defoe, and we all like Defoe, but I'm sorry, man. Chin's been balling. He looking like Carolina Chin. Like that man like he be juicing, man. That man be like about to smack somebody. Like that man playing.
He is, man. But they gotta have amnesia. They gotta be able to play football. But I gotta look at the press conference and somebody. If you guys in the chat, if y'all looked at the press conference, did anybody ask the coaches about St. Juste? Because it's got to come a point in time where coaches can't cover for this guy, right?
Yeah.
You can't make excuses for him. You can't say good things about him. You can't cover for him, right? He's not playing well, right? Don't lie to the fans. He's not playing well, and they got to come a point in time. You got to treat him like Emmanuel Forbes and put him on the bench.
I'm with you. I feel like we should ask Candy this question. She probably know. Because this. I'm gonna
watch the press conference later. Trust me, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I probably want to check it out. You can't. Yeah, you can't. You can't put 25 out there. I know. I feel you, Paul, man.
Our beat reporters
ain't. Our beat reporters ain't gonna ask that.
No, Candy might though.
Candy will, but Candy be asking some real questions though.
Yeah,
Paul know that. Paul know. Candy be asking real. Paul know.
I got a report. Y'all know where she. I got a report. Y'all know where she at. She be asking the tough questions, and I be getting phone calls. Oh, she be.
Yeah, I've seen her. Yeah, I've seen her questions.
So
I see her. Yeah, she go hard. I see her question. She go hard. I seen her questions. Her questions are like, I'm like, dang, you can say that. Sheesh.
No, I
like it though. I mean, I'd be like, you cool with them like that? I'd be like, sheesh. All right, you got it.
Well, I'll tell you offline what she got going. You can't
Before we close the show out, man, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify or podcast to iHeartRadio and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Everything. Also tweet us at ABG_everything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_everything. And like our All Burgundy and Gold I'm sorry, it's not a Facebook page. We don't got a Facebook page anymore. I'm tripping. But also, if you're on our YouTube channel right now, click that like button. It does great. Like button for this video. It does great for our algorithm. It keeps us in the search. So the more you all who are chiming in right now, y'all hit that like button. Hit it right now. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're on a different platform, if you're like on X or whatever, watching us right now, jump over to our YouTube channel. Subscribe. If you haven't, subscribe to our All Burgundy and Gold Everything YouTube channel. Hit that red subscribe button. Also like this video. Again, the more likes, man, we out there. We going to be up in the algorithm. That means more subscribers. So look out for us, man. We doing it. We keep going up every week. So, and I appreciate y'all because y'all helping us do that. So I definitely appreciate y'all. All right. Again, man, this has been therapeutic for me because I was real pissed off. So I want to thank everybody in the chat. I want to, because there was so many people. I'm talking about DH, Paul, Mike, Y'all know that I'm gonna call y'all the usuals, man. Timothy. We had Lee call in, right? Who else we have? My man Jew. Who else? Calvin, George, Mark. Who else I got? I'm trying to make sure I get almost all of y'all. I think that's about it. If I miss somebody, I apologize. But I say Dujane, who's out there, man. Appreciate
that's right.
Yeah, everybody, man. I just appreciate y'all for tuning in, man, and just join us, man. Y'all make this real fun, man. Y'all make this real fun. So we appreciate y'all. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go, everything powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Deuces. We are.